Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, everyone. How are we doing? Can everyone hear and see me? We got this might actually be a shorter live stream. For whatever reason, my connection is being suspect, and it's never usually suspect. Thank you so much for kicking off the contributions, Mogul Maze. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I appreciate you. This might be one of my shorter live streams because I want to get on here and I want to talk about something. And I want to talk about women keeping each other in a delusion. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you hear a video where this man is going in on reality TV and why he doesn't like it. And it's, as usual, it's the comments. It's the comments. The comments tell the story. The comments tell us exactly what people are really thinking. Whether we think stuff is a skit or not, always the comments come through to let us know exactly what's going on. So I'm not going to waste too much time. Let's go ahead and take a look at this video.
About reality TV.
I hate it.
Why?
It destroys the image of Black women in America. As the Black woman goes, so goes Black society. You would be hard pressed to find a show where you actually see Black women who are actual entrepreneurs, not some fun little boutique in the mall, not a kiosk, not I've got an eyelash line, but actual entrepreneurs. You know what you do see though? A bunch of women who are throwing drinks at each other, talking bad about each other, talking about each other, smiling in each other's faces, backstabbing, and then that image goes out into the world. So then you wonder why so many Black women are quote unquote not protected, not respected, treated like the animals. You wonder why when you go to a hospital, they say, oh, she don't need anesthesia. You're strong and independent because that's the image that's out there. You're loud, you're boisterous, you're wig wearing, you got snuffle up against eyebrows out there. You got a BBL that's killing you and your thighs don't match. And then let's not get started on what they do to Black men. They're either completely emasculated or there's some type of thug Tupac caricature that completely eliminates the ability to express our intelligence, our creativity, and our need to not only protect, provide, but actually nurture a woman in a place where she can feel safe to be who she is. And then on top of that, you can't point to a reality show that does not have somebody who does not look like us at the helm, up to including the Love and Hip Hop ones, because everybody focuses on how bad Mona Scott is, but nobody says anything about Jim Ackerman.
How do you?
Now, we're going to read some comments because he completely summed up why reality TV and by extension social media is the Black woman's worst enemy, and she participates in the debauchery and the foolishness that is portrayed there. And women keep themselves and each other in delusion. Let's look at some of these comments. Okay. Carrie Hilson. Now, mind you, do we know who Carrie Hilson is? Carrie Hilson, basically, from what I understand, got blackballed out of the industry. Is Carrie. Let's do a quick Google. Carrie Hilson is 40 years old. She 40. Okay. They say in 2011, she ended up posing nude in a May issue of the Allure magazine. Okay. This is her. This is who Carrie Hilson is. I need y'all to understand. She's single. She was married, they say, to a man named Samuel Soba from 2002 to 2016. Apparently, he was a basketball player or whatever. So she didn't manage to keep her marriage together, and I wonder why. So as it stands in 2023, she is 40. She is beyond the wall, and she is a divorcee, and she's single. Now, that was the person she was married to. Y'all are saying in the chat that at some point she dated Serge Ibaka. Okay. Yet another basketball player. All right. So she's got one child, they saying, named Jaden, that she had with Samuel Soba. Need y'all to know who this woman is. So I had to do a quick little Google search. On Miss Carrie. Let's go back. What is her statement? Shout out to all the women with kiosks or boutiques or lash lines. If it affords you any level of financial freedom, you are a real entrepreneur. If you supply a demand, you are entrepreneurial. Entrepreneurship isn't defined by a big or a small business. Don't let anybody diminish your efforts to invest in yourself, pursue your passion, and provide for your family. And then, not to go through all of the comments, but one guy said that's the only thing you gathered from what he said. You found the part you disagreed with and left it at that. Did you agree with anything he said? Then we had the little gremlin, Jamel Hill. I can't stand her because she always coming out of left field with some whacked out perspective on something. Here she says this: we're the only race of people where the prerequisite for us to be considered worthy of humanity and dignity is for us to always be on our most perfect behavior. Nobody said your perfect behavior. Nobody said perfect. But what the image of Black women is, there's a whole valley between perfect and deplorable. And Black women do not go in the middle. They go all the way to deplorable. They're saying anything. They're moving the goalposts and they are circling around all the points to get away from what he said, which was that he didn't like reality TV shows because of the destruction of the Black female image that has been perpetrated and portrayed constantly on these shows. And you would think that these chicks that are always talking about female power and Black women and woman's power and Black women are queens and this and that, you would think that they would be on board with a mindset that says we don't like reality TV when it comes to portraying Black women because it portrays them in such a negative, distasteful light that people are starting to believe that this is how Black women are and that this is who Black women are on the whole. Let's fight that narrative, you guys. Let's get together, and we're not gonna support the Love and Hip Hops. We're not gonna support the Basketball Wives. We're not gonna support, you know what I'm saying, the Real Housewives and all of this other type of stuff that we can go back years. We can go back to 2007 and 8 and all that kind of stuff when these shows really took off and when they really began. They've seasons of it, almost 20 years worth of reality TV, and all of it has been ridiculous. Married to Medicine has been ridiculous. Which all of these shows come together to prove that it doesn't matter if these women went to college and they got masters and they got doctorates and all of this other type of stuff, or if she's the stripper coming up trying to rap her way into love and hip hop series. They all think the same. They all do the same thing. They have the same delusion. They will throw a drink in your face. They will be masculine. They will be uncouth. They will not have class. That them women on Married to Medicine. I've never watched Married to Medicine, but all I have ever seen is the big deal when they made a big deal out of them fighting. These are professional women. And you a swear to God, Black women a swear to God that as long as she went to college and got her degree and that she ain't gonna be caught nowhere throwing no drink or throwing no hands or fighting or doing any of that little low ratchet stuff. But lo and behold, they be ratchet as all outdoors. Just because you went to school don't mean you ain't ratchet. You just a ratchet that went to school. And they don't got no more sense than the Sukihanas of the world, the Sexy Reds of the world, the Amber Roses. That they ain't got no more sense and no more class. You would think that these women would be like, no, we are on board with not liking reality shows because our collective image as Black women has been tarnished greatly by what has been portrayed on these shows. And if we're really talking about uplifting Black women, if we're really talking about making sure that Black women have a good image and a good, you know what I'm saying, then we're not going to support these things. But no, they support it wholeheartedly. They support it wholeheartedly. They ain't said nothing about, what the image is, but nothing. They got the harping on. Carrie silly self got the harping on the entrepreneurial thing. Let's talk about that for a minute. Because Black women will make up jobs to act like they really running a business. First of all, let me tell you something. There is a difference between being self-employed and a business owner. There is a difference between being self-employed and a business owner. Uber drivers are self-employed. Uber don't employ nobody. A DoorDash person is self-employed. And no shade on that. I drove Uber for a couple of years, actually. Them little Uber deposits kept me going. So no shade to that. I'm just saying that a person that is self-employed is not necessarily a business owner. You own a business when you have a system and when you have employees that you hire to enact that system. That is when you own a business. A business is a set of systems that you are overseeing and managing. You don't have to do every single job or every part of that business yourself. Okay? So there's nothing wrong with being self-employed. And there's nothing wrong with owning a business. But what Black women will do is they will make up stuff. Oh, I run a hair doing business. No, ma'am. You braid hair out of your house. And guess what? That's an honest living. It ain't nothing wrong with braiding hair out of your house. But please stop acting like it's more than what it is. Braiding hair is a side hustle unless you own a salon that you hire people and you braid hair in the salon as well. But it's your salon that you own. Other than that, the most that you're really doing is you've got enough clientele to rent a booth somewhere, and you have enough clientele that you can live off of the income that you receive from doing hair. I own a lash line. Where are the lashes? You getting a bunch of a gang of lashes off of AliExpress and selling them off at the latest girl gathering group function where the other lady is selling dildos, so you gonna sell your lashes too? That's not a business, ma'am. And if you want to sell lashes, sell them. You are an entrepreneur, but you ain't registered nowhere in no state. You have not filled out no form for doing business as. You ain't got no tax ID. You ain't trademarked nothing. You ain't copywritten nothing. So that's what he's talking about a little kiosk. And listen, again, it's nothing wrong if you have a little business, you got a little kiosk, you feel me? You got a little something in the mall. I don't know what mall you at, because malls is dying all across the United States, but okay. You got a little kiosk in the mall, or you got a little, that's fine. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But please stop trying to make it more than what it actually is. Stop acting like you balling with an eyelash line. Stop. Just stop the cap. All we saying is stop the cap. Let's go back to Miss Jamil on perfect behavior. There are droves of reality shows where white people act an absolute fool, and nobody says, well, if they expect to be treated with respect, then they need to get off Real Housewives of Orange County. Let's talk about it. You know what white people do that Black women do not do? I'm sorry. Y'all don't do it. And Black people kind of in general don't do it either. You don't differentiate yourself. Everybody all together. White people differentiate. They go by classes. Because regular white women that are not on that show do not uphold the tomfoolery that go on them little reality shows where they acting a fool. Them white women don't hold that up. Them white women don't be like, oh, they're queens too. See, white women don't got that rhetoric. White women, white people are individuals. You one big Negro. I don't know. Listen, go somewhere else if you don't want that to be the dynamic. But in America, that's what it is. They are able to control their own collective appearance value. And it is not something that Black people don't have the power to do. Black people have the power to do that as well. We choose not to, because we choose to, you know what I'm saying, publicly welcome the dregs of our community and uphold them and uplift them like they doing something. Y'all take these hoes and make them queens instead of calling them the hoes that they are and leaving them over there till they hoard them. No, regular Black women, we don't do that. Regular Black women don't stroll themselves out on the floor and twerk, but regular Black women do. See, the other thing that white women don't do is they don't take their cue for how they supposed to collectively act from TV and social media. They don't take that cue. That's how they remain individual women. And that is how they maintain the appearance, the public image and appearance value of being respectable women, unless you meet one individual white woman that's not respectable. Then that's her. She's not respectable. She's a bimbo. She is an OnlyFans girl. She's a whore. You understand? But Black women do not do that, ma'am. Black women do not ostracize the whore. They hold her up and lift her up and glorify her. That is what they do with her. She a queen no matter what she do, because you don't hold no accountability or anything like that. You don't hold other women to accountability or anything. Let me get to these super chats. Thank you, Miss Lou Casey, for your super chat, sweetheart. Thank you, Professor Carl. So that's my good brother, Dave Anderson. Thank you, Ellis, for your contribution, sweetheart. Thank you, Dale, as well, for your contribution too, sweetie. Thank you so much, Jared. So I always find it funny how they can always find a way to miss the whole point, to deflect to low value based arguments so they can dismiss the valuable. That's exactly what they do. Thank you, Well B. So they won't fight the reality TV narrative because they believe Black women can do and act however they want. And anyone who criticizes them is toxic. Thank you so much, Lord Geotron. So these hyenas out here like Jada P. Smith and set it off, straight up making fraudulent careers, then trying to rob the men who deal with them. So we're going to finish the rest of her comment. Okay. All the opinions he stated about Black people existed long before reality TV and hip hop did. Black men have been considered a threat since being brought to this country. And while I understand the concern about images and messaging, the issue is the pervasiveness and depth of white supremacy. And here we go. Here we go. Pull out the white supremacy card when it is convenient. These women are part and parcel of white supremacy. They buy in 100% with all of the white supremacist talking points and thought patterns. But when it is convenient, they throw up it's white supremacy, especially Jamel. She always do that. The reason some people lean into the worst images or stereotypes of Black folks is because they already believe that anyway. Also, what is the audience's responsibility in it? You mean Black women? Let's talk about the audience's responsibility in it. You can blame Mona Scott, but the truth is the reason BET and MTV eliminated its news program is because there was no audience support for it. If you want more elevated programming, you have to watch and support it. And I've seen so many Black shows go by the wayside because most of us talk a good game in threads like this, but we make entirely different decisions with our remotes. Yeah, Miss Jamel. Yeah, Miss Jamel. Yes, ma'am. Let's talk about the audience involvement. You mean Black women? Because let's not act like heterosexual Black men in large number supported any of these reality shows. That was a woman thing. Straight Black men watch those shows in very few numbers. Very few. Usually because they woman was watching it. That's how he know about it. He knew about it because his girlfriend or his wife or somebody was always watching it. So that's how he knew, okay, this Love and Hip Hop or whatever. That's how he knew about who the people was and stuff like that. Let me go to a commercial break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to finish this up. So after these messages, we'll be right back.
Hello, my Crimsonites and all of my supporters. I invite you to go and get your copy of my new book, Reclaiming the Black Feminine, The Lies of Feminism and the Road to Recovery, on sale now at crimsoncure.com. This is guaranteed to change your perspective and positively impact your life. So go ahead now to crimsoncure.com and get your copy today.
So what you want to do is go on to crimsoncure.com, get your copy of Reclaiming the Black Feminine, The Lies of Feminism and the Road to Recovery, on sale right now at crimsoncure.com. What does this mean? You posted this before. What does this mean, sweetheart? I'm just curious. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about all the Black women and the rainbow crowd that supported all these shows all these years. Who else would have supported them? Black women supported this stuff constantly. You in the comments right now. You in the comment right now supporting it. Supporting it. As an MD, racial bias in medicine was going on way before reality TV. We know that. Listen, when she talked about the opinions of who Black people were and stuff like that existed before reality television. Indeed, it did. Here's the issue. It existed on Oh, that's what it means. Oh, okay. I was just wondering. Thank you, sweetheart. It existed in mass media during a time primarily where Black people did not have control of media to put out more positive images of Black people as a whole. Black people were not in position. We weren't running those large broadcasting companies. And we didn't decide, we weren't on the boards deciding what gets put on prime time, what doesn't, what shows, what news is reported, how it is reported, how things are stated, how things are framed. Therefore, a very long time, we did not have any real say so in that, not on a large scale. In 2023, and for the past, I want to say 10 to 15 years, we have actually had much more power through social media, independent platforms, the rise of basically the internet and people's accessibility to it, and ability to post things, ability to share their own narratives about things. We have had so much more control in this country than we have ever had before over our collective public image. And what did Black women do with it? Because if the majority of Black women were these upstanding, feminine, thoughtful women, then that would be the most of what social media was about, with people's personal pages and personal, you know what I'm saying, things that they vlog about and stuff like that. It would be a significant number of those kinds of posts to readily combat the idea that all Black women are sluts and thoughts and hoes and twerking and all kind of stuff. Yet Black women take their cue on how they supposed to act from what got put out in media. And instead of combating these things and saying, no, this is not who we are, why we got to be perpetrated like that. We've been portrayed as hoes long enough. When we didn't have the access to control our own image, the white media portrayed us as hoes. So now that we have the power to show people who we are, who y'all show? What y'all show? Hoes. And that is not just the celebrities and the rap girls and all that. This is regular, everyday Black women twerking everywhere, doing all kinds of nasty, deplorable, disgusting acts and thinking it's funny. We've seen everything from abuse to deleting people to fighting to all kind of lewd sex acts. Y'all have done everything and then want somebody to say that y'all are queens and that y'all not doing nothing and that y'all image is not y'all fault. How it's not? Everybody else got social media too. Let's talk about that. Every other demographic of people, they got access to the internet. They got smartphones. They got Twitters. They got Instagram. They got Facebook. That's not exclusive to you. But what do other women and other people choose to put out? They put out such a variety of things that you can't pinpoint no other demographic and say, "Ooh, they nasty. They nasty." Because every other time you see they post, they nasty. They mean. Y'all posts you all have crafted the image of Black women as promiscuous, as mean, as evil women, disagreeable women, contrary women. All them stories coming out when you're in Dubai and you're somewhere else, is y'all. It's y'all. And even if white women are somewhere acting a fool, you don't get no whole lot of other white women collectively saying, no, it's all right that she acted a fool. No, it's like she's stupid. Why would she go over there and cause a problem? Y'all celebrated when the sassy trucker lady got over there and they tried to spin a little victim story about how she was, being taken advantage of. Y'all didn't even stop to think. Everybody else, thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people pass through them airports and checkpoints every day. Just like the lady, she touched the arm of the other lady and they tried to send her to jail. You really believe that? You believe that? That chick was from New York. She touched the arm. Are you kidding me? She went over to Dubai with Timberland boot energy. Stop playing. They don't play with Timberland boot energy and no other kind of little foolish energy. You get over there as a female, they don't care nothing about all that. You can't get over there and be disrespectful. You can't do it. You can't do it. And you being foreign and you being American, they don't care nothing about that either. Talking about, oh, she had a surgery thing. She had that BBL thing on. The little wrap they make you put on when you done got that little lipo and BBL or whatever. So she running around with that on. She didn't want to take it off. Did you go to Dubai to get the BBL? Or did you traveling before you need to travel soon after you had done got a BBL? See? But y'all don't stop to think and ask no questions. The lady that was standing in the airport with no pants on and no panties on and stuff like that, y'all defended that. See, you defend foolishness. You defend the foolishness and you take up for it and you make excuses about it. And then now you want to holler about what white supremacy is doing? Are you serious? Y'all run around here all day talking crazy about men, talking crazy about your kids. You don't like being mothers. You hate your kids. And y'all get out here and say all kind of stuff. And it's somebody else's fault that you're not respected and that you have a collective horrific image. You present yourself as the angry, bitter, black mama and black woman, and you don't want nobody to think that that's who you are. But so when we gave you a chance to tell us who you were, that's who you are. Thank you so much, Alboski. I want to thank you for weighing less than the animal print you have on. There are far too many women that has no business wearing that type of print and swear they look good. I speak for the men. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, Antonio. Say, Kendra, my fellow Illinoisan. The new black anthem for these hyenas. Lift up every hoe and sing. I'm done. Done with you for the day. Thank you, Miss 39 Dina. Thank you, Tracy. It's all a skit, Kendra. All of it. Yeah, all of it. But you follow skit. Let's talk about the skit. I'm going to talk about the skit before we go. Thank you, Frederick. So this is hyena mathematics. Mr. Cartwright's water is colder. Exactly. We're going to talk about the skit. What's more of a skit than Love and Hip Hop and Basketball Wives and reality and Real Housewives? What's more of a skit than that? But y'all followed everything that they had to say to the letter, thereby keeping each other in the delusion of that hoes is all right that your past don't matter, your image doesn't matter, how people perceive you in the world don't matter. And you all have kept each other in that. And y'all resupply it over and over. Especially more well-known people, the so-called celebrities. Y'all are the main ones. Y'all are the main purveyors of the delusion. Glorilla actually got on there and said, be delusional. Y'all are the main purveyors of it. You make money off of keeping Black women in a delusional state. Shawnee, I don't want to call her O'Neal because she got a husband. I don't know his last name. Filthy rich. Not just because of Shaq, but because has been the executive producer of Basketball Wives since its inception. You don't tell me she ain't got a bag from that alone. And we do talk about Mona Scott. Black women are the main ones that's complicit. That's why they don't talk against it, because they making bags off of it. These they favorite shows. These are their favorite. This is where we got the whole delusion of the BBL. This is where we got the delusion about if you are hoeing, you can make it in rap, or you can bag you a rapper to get the money. This is where all of that stuff stem from. All of them thought patterns had they seed in the reality shows, that you can be ratchet and still be a boss, that you can go places and shake your butt and fight and throw drinks and still be beautiful, and people got to respect you anyway. This is where all that stuff would come from. That it's okay to be single and by yourself and baby mamas, and you still gonna be a boss chick no matter what. This is where all that stupid stuff come from. This is where these women get this stuff about being a boss and have and money, and the men that they deal with gotta have all this money. This is why that British lady, she was on one of them reality shows. She just got locked in a sentence to 4 years because she a scammer. Most of y'all do that. You scamming, credit card scam, all these little scams that y'all be running. I'm gonna fix your credit scam. Y'all little businesses, little entrepreneur, little businesses, y'all be scamming with that. Not only do you scam men out of money, you scam other women. You trying to quote unquote help them. You will get them on a cruise or something like that and take their little money and stuff. And then the cruise never happened, or the little retreat it never happened, and all that kind of stuff. And then when it be time to refund the women for their money, all of a sudden you ain't got it. And then when they call you on it, now you never promised them that. Come on, you took people's money. If I was to take money for books. And nobody has never gotten no book from the time I launched, quote unquote, launched the book to now. That is a scam. That is a scam. You got to deliver on what you say you're going to do. Or don't say it. Don't say you're going to do that if you can't do that. That's where all of this stuff come from. Them reality TV shows. They got to live in this part. That's why they all flocked down to Atlanta. Do you understand why hyenas went to Atlanta? That's why they all down there. Because of love of Real Housewives of Atlanta and Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Because it was quote unquote popping down there. They're going to get them a rapper down there. Everybody move down there. Now you want to move to what's that the upper scale, what in Atlanta, what is it, Buckhead, or what is it called? They all want to live over there. They all want we want houses built from the ground. Cause quote unquote them Real Housewives, they building stuff from the ground. Everybody wanted to be like Nene. That's where all of that stuff come from. It come from the reality shows, from the BBLs to the 30-inch weaves to the stupid mindset about money. Listen, let me look at something else. Let me see, can I find? I can't find it. I can't find it. I couldn't find it. But my husband showed me a little clip the other day. And it was, how they be on the street interviewing the women or whatever. Yeah, the young women. And so this woman told this man interviewing her that her boyfriend told her he made $300,000 a year. And she believed it. He said, "Oh man, what do he do for a living?" Y'all not gonna guess what she said that he do for a living. Y'all are not gonna believe what she actually said that he do. And she like believed that he made $300,000 a year. Walmart cashier. Women don't know. They don't be knowing nothing about money, and they don't know. But this is where all that foolishness come from. He gotta make $250,000 a year. You don't know what $250,000 a year look like, or the difference between it and $80,000 a year, or it and $70,000 a year, or $50,000 a year for that matter. Ain't no man showing you his tax returns. You don't know what he make. You just go by what he tell you and kind of go by what you see and all that kind of stuff. Y'all heard what I said. Y'all heard what I said. Thank you, Quiet Storm. So they know all the latest rap lyrics and TikTok dances, but the sons can't read above a sixth grade level flips table. Exactly. Thank you, Ruminants, that the subconscious cannot differentiate between real life and skits. Women pattern their behavior off what they see, regardless of origin, and the internet is permanent. So your appearance value is in the sewer, skit or not. Thank you so very much. Thank you so much. And thank you, Trishan, for your super sticker, sweetheart. Y'all don't be knowing what these men be making. Anyways, jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye bye, Crimsonites.